Hello, Rose here. I am excited to show you how to make this lovely scarf. It really is a one skein project. The body of the scarf is made with just one skein of yarn, about 290 meters. But of course, you have leftover yarn somewhere in your yarn stash, right? So use them on this part. Nothing is wasted. And don't be afraid to merge different fibers because this is acrylic yarn and these here are cotton yarn. Nothing gets wasted. So join me as we make this scarf. All right. So chain 40 and skip the first stitch, single crochet into the second chain from hook. Chain 2, skip one chain, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip one chain, single crochet into the next chain, chain 2, skip one chain, double crochet into the next. So across the row we're just we're repeating chain 2, single crochet, we're repeating. Okay, now we'll chain 2, skip one chain, single crochet into the next chain, chain 2, skip one chain, double crochet into the next chain stitch. We're going to repeat that across the row. And we're ending with double crochet into the last chain. So row 2, chain 1, turn, and single crochet into the first stitch here, which is the double crochet on the last row, chain 2, double crochet into the single crochet stitch there, chain 2, single crochet into the next stitch, which is double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the next stitch, which is the single crochet. So it's like we're doing single crochet into the double crochet and we're doing double crochet into the single crochet stitches. So we're going to repeat this across the row, chain 2, and continue to work each stitch into the opposite, the stitches below, double crochet and double crochet into the last stitch, chain 1, turn. Alright, from here to row 145 we're going to repeat row 2. I know it sounds like a lot, but you know, this is a very repetitive pattern, so you can just chill while you crochet. So repeat row 2 up to row 145. Here we are, row 145. Now I want to extend it so that I can make the ruffles. So chain 1, turn. I'm going to make half double crochet stitches into these stitches here. So into this first chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets and 2 half double crochets into the next and each of the chain 2 spaces across the row. In the last chain 2 space, we'll do it a little differently. I have one last one last chain 2 space. So in there, we're going to make 2 half double crochet stitches and 1 more half double crochet into the top of the last stitch at the side there, at the edge. Now we're going to join the colors because we want to begin to make the ruffles. A new color. Chain 1 and turn. For this row, we're going to work into the third loop only. Now, in crochet, a half double crochet stitch is sometimes said to have a third loop, which is this one loop at the back, because when you turn here, we have these 2 loops up here, and we have this one other one that's at the back, so it's usually referred to as the third loop. So that's where we want to work the next stitches. So it's facing you, so we want to make 3 half double crochet into the third loop there. So just into that one loop, 3 double crochets. We are increasing on this round. Okay, into the next 3 stitches, we will make 1 double crochet each. Remember, on this row we're working only in that third loop, the one facing you. 1, 2, 3. All right. Into the next stitch, we will make another increase, which is 3 double crochets. And into the next 4 stitches, we'll make 1 double crochet each. In the front loop only, the third loop only, I mean. And 4. Into the next stitch, we will make another increase, okay, which is 3 double crochets. Into the next 4 stitches, we'll make 1 double crochet each. Into the next stitch, we will make 1 increase, which is 3 double crochets. In the next 4 stitches, we will make 4 double crochets, 1 each into each of the stitches. We'll repeat this across the row, but towards the end, after the last, second to last increase, we will double crochet into 3 stitches and finish with an increase. So just for now, repeat increase in 1 stitch and then double crochet into 4 stitches. 4 double crochets into 4 stitches across the row. Okay, I have 1 increase here. Now we have 4 stitches left. So into the next 3 stitches, 1 double crochet each. And 3. Into the last stitch, 3 double crochets. So we're making an increase into the last stitch. Chain 2 and turn. Okay, double crochet into the first stitch. In the next stitch, we're going to make 3 double crochets. Okay, now we're going to make double crochets into the next stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So double crochet into 5 stitches. 3 double crochets into the next stitch. So we're increasing at the top of the middle stitch that's on previous increase. Okay, we have 3 double crochets here. Now the increase is made in the middle double crochet stitch that we had on the previous row. So on the next, I'm going to do another 1, 2, 3 double crochet in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase in the middle stitch there of the previous increase, and then double crochet again and increase in the middle stitch of the previous increase. And increase 3 double crochets. double crochet across again. Once we complete row 2, row 3, so chain 2, turn. Row 3 will be only single crochet stitches. It will be only double crochet stitches across. I don't know why I keep mixing up the stitch names. So row 3, on the ruffles, make double crochet stitches into each of the stitches across the row. Okay, at the end of row 3, I'm going to snip the yarn because we're not going to be using it anymore, not for this side, and that's it. So now we want to extend the body of this scarf so that we can make more ruffles. How we do that? So we have our working yarn, which we did not snip off, into the first stitch here. The first on, okay, this is the last row. Those half double crochet stitches we made into those 2 loops at the front there. Remember that we only made stitches in the 3rd loop, alright? We made these stitches into the 3rd loop, which was facing us. Now in these loops here, 2 loops at the back, we want to continue. So we're going to pick up the yarn and chain 1. Now we're going to make, chain 2. We're going to make double crochet stitches into each of these chain 2 loops. So double crochet into each of the stitches across the row. Alright, at the end of the row, chain 1, turn. Now it's time to make the mesh. So single crochet into the first stitch, chain 2, double crochet, skip 1 stitch, double crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, double crochet into the next stitch. We want to repeat this across the row and end with double crochet into the last stitch, skip 1 stitch, double crochet into the last stitch, chain 1, turn. Repeat another row of mesh stitches, single crochet into the first stitch, chain 2, double crochet into the next stitch, which is a single crochet. So single crochet into the double crochet and double crochet into the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, double crochet into the next stitch. We're going to repeat this across the row. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn. Row 4 will be half double crochet stitches. So half double crochet, 2 half double crochets into the first stitch, into the first chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets into each of the remaining chain 2 spaces except the last chain 2 space, and into the last chain 2 space 1 half double crochet and into the top of 2 half double crochets and into the top of the last stitch there, 1 half double crochet. Now we're going to join color B to make the second ruffle. So join, chain, and chain. Now everything we're doing now is a repetition of this row here, the last row, row 146, where we made a half double crochet stitch. We're just going to keep repeating so that we can extend the body and make more extend the body and make more ruffles. Alright, remember now for this row we're working into the third loop. That third loop, which is right here in front of us, not these two loops up here, just here. Okay, we're going to make 3 double crochets into that first loop. And double crochet into next 3 stitches, 1 double crochet each into the next 3 stitches, and 2 and 3. Into the next stage, 3 double crochets. In the next 4 stitches, 1 double crochet each. All worked into the third loop. Or rather, the one loop that is facing you. One, two, three, four, yeah. And 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Okay, so from here now we want to repeat double crochet, 1 double crochet each into 4 stitches, 3 double crochet in 1 stitch, 4 double crochets in next 4 stitches, 3 double crochet into 1 stitch, repeating across. It's what we did for this first ruffle, we're only repeating. And double crochet, we have 4 stitches left, double crochet into 3 stitches, three double crochets into the last stitch. Chain to turn. Double crochet into the first stitch. Remember, we are just repeating what we've done for the green ruffle. And in the next stitch, 3 double crochets. Double crochet into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the next 5 stitches. Okay, into the middle stitch here, 3 double crochets. Alright, so what we want to do now is repeat double crochets into each of the stitches, and when you get to the middle stitch, which is the middle of this increase, we have 1, 2, 3 stitches in 1 stitch. So in this middle stitch we'll make 3 double crochet stitches. We'll increase in there, and then we'll make 1 double crochet into each of the stitches and 3 double crochets into the middle stitch of the previous increase. We'll make it across the row, and on the third row of the ruffle we're just going to make double crochets throughout. the stitch. It's a repetition, as I've been repeating, it's a repetition of the first ruffle. When you complete row 2 of the ruffle, snip yarn and snip yarn and repeat the same process 2 more times for these 2, 3, 4, 5 times, as many ruffles as you want. You just continue to repeat the process. Pick up the yarn from here, from the first stitch there in the chain 2 loops. In the 2 loops, not chain 2 loops, sorry. And just repeat as we have done from this part here. This is what you have if you make 4 rows of ruffles. Alright, you see the extended part, and you weave in your tails. After you cut off the yarn, you weave in the tails. Now we want to replicate this on the opposite end right here. So this is row 1. Row 1 is facing the right side. Okay, now I'm going to turn it to the wrong side to begin. So into the first stitch, we will join yarn, I'm going to chain 1. Now we'll make 2 half double crochet stitches into each of the chain 2 spaces across. Right after the last 2 half double crochet stitches in the chain 2 space, we'll make 1 more half double crochet into the bottom of, or rather into the top of the last stitch here. So after the last stitch, join the new color, chain 1, turn, into the front loop, only that 3rd loop right here, three double crochets. Okay, now 1 double crochet into 3, 1 double crochet each into the next 3 stitches. Everything I'm doing here is a repetition of all that we've been doing on the opposite end of the scarf until that 3rd loop. Now another 3 double crochet, increase into the next stitch. Now double crochet into 4 stitches and increase. So the opposite end is a repeat of this side. So you can rewind the video to make the other part of the scarf.